Hey everybody, how's it going? Mike from the Focus Garage coming at you here, and this is a funny video because the last video I made to you guys, I was driving down the highway in the Corvette to go sell that. Now I'm driving down the same highway in the Audi, but not to go sell it. We are taking the Audi for the first time finally to Great Lakes Dragway in Union Grove, Wisconsin, and I am absolutely stoked to see what this thing runs. So you may notice a little bit loud in here. I'm probably screaming at you, and you can see back there, we took out the whole rear interior, so the seats and the trunk linings and everything like that, because I want to give this car every little advantage that it can possibly have. So for those of you that don't know, this is just a stock turbo car running a DSG tune and a trans tune, downpipe intake, you know, all your basic mods for a stock turbo car. We're running 93 octane, not any kind of ethanol, and then it's a stock turbo. So I figured removing the rear seats and the trunk and everything like that should be good for 70 to 100 pounds and maybe save me close to a tenth in the quarter. I don't know, we'll see. But my main goal with this car, because it's set up in such a way where I've seen this online, is that this should be able to run a time very, very similar to what I was running with poor traction and bad launches in my C6 Grand Sport. So my best that I ran in that car was a 12.1, and that's kind of where I'm expecting this to be. I'm expecting to see this car run anywhere from a low 12s to a high 11s pass. If I could crack into the 11s with this, I would be absolutely thrilled. So we'll see kind of where that runs. It is another private track day rental, so we should be able to get as many runs in as we absolutely want to. A neat thing is that they do have some bracket racing. Again, they have a street car class and then a slow car class. I'm not running in either of those this time. I did run the vet last time and got absolutely stomped by people who were sandbagging. And this Audi is probably not going to be anywhere fast enough to be competitive, but it's going to be really fun to spectate that stuff. And since it is a private day rental, I should be able to get more than enough runs in with this car to see kind of where we land. So my brother's going with a bone stock with a bolt-on A3, so basically an all-wheel drive GTI, the Quattro version, so that'll be cool to see kind of what he runs. And I've got a buddy going with a B9S4 who was running low 12s, high 11s before, so I think me and him should get some pretty competitive runs in as well. With that, we're going to turn over the footage here to when we get to the track and kind of see what happens. I do want to show you guys the fog right now. It's absolutely very, very foggy outside. Makes for an interesting driving experience. Check that out. I'm not sure if the camera does it any justice. It actually looks easier to see through the camera than it does in real life, but it's very, very foggy. Take my word for it. But yeah, we're gonna head to the track now and just, you know, jump through time a little bit, and I will touch base with you guys when I am there. All right, we are in the staging lanes here, rolling up in dynamic mode, ESC off. Once we get up there, we're gonna go around the water box, get staged, set up launch control, and we're gonna see what happens. I think we're racing either a Hellcat or a B8.5 S4. Not entirely sure yet. Well, we're gonna find out. Pass number 1, by the way, in case I didn't mention that yet. Not sure what this guy in the RS3 is trying to do here. Pretty good. Let's see what we ran there. A little bit of knock, decent AFRs, charge temp's got a wee bit up there, but I think she did okay. Curious about that one. Wow, so that was a 12.1 with a 1.760 foot trapping at 111 miles an hour. Oh, charge temps are hot. I'm definitely gonna give that another go. All right, here we go. We're going for a second pass. First one was 12.1. Charge temps were hot then. Charge temps are hot again. It's freaking 117 degrees intake air temps here, but we'll give it a rip. So another one this time, we were in the left lane, car 511, 12.120 at 113. So we were in the left lane in that one there, 511. We're in a 12.120 at 113 versus last time we were in a 12.166 at 111. So we picked up mile an hour. 60 foot was 1.717, 1.710, almost consistent. So I picked up mile an hour and got a little bit faster. I don't think we're gonna hit 11s though. We're quite a far ways off of that. It's only getting hotter out today right now. Charge temps are creeping up. I'm gonna give it another pass now, probably let it cool off for like an hour or so, watch some racing, and then we'll kind of see where we end up. But this car is super consistent, 12.1 something both times, without, you know, really much effort, man. This thing digs in, it goes. There's no Haldex drama because it's got, you know, the updated Haldex part, all fresh fluids, everything. This car, knock on wood, so far is ripping and working out quite well for me here. But yeah, these charge temps, you know, we're seeing 135 degrees here at the top end of these pulls, so I'm not sure. That was really as close as it looked. 12.032 versus 12.077. So since that was so close, we've decided to give it another go, and that's exactly what we're up to now. We're going to give it one more go. So the oil is warmer now. Unfortunately, the charge temps are also warmer, so we'll see if it affects anything. 12.0, we're so close to the 11s that I want to see with this car. It's got it. If I would have done the ethanol tune or taken the passenger seat, I could probably get it, but it is what it is. We'll try it.
Torque Alley tap is open. Sound like adult type beverages for those who are adults. Once again, Torque Alley tap is open.
Now we are stuck in traffic coming home from the track day, and I would just like to take a second and kind of share my thoughts and feedback with you all. So if you follow along in the clips there, the car was pretty dang consistent as far as what it was running. My first two passes were 12.1 something, so it's like 12.12 and then 12.14, I believe. And then we had a little bit of variance after that where the car didn't want to enter the launch control mode because I had accidentally put it in regular drive and not sport. So it was launch control denied and I left a no boost. That was a 12.9 pass. And then we went back up there a few hours later after letting the car cool off because I don't have an intercooler and my charge temps had gotten very hot. I was seeing about 150 degree IATs before I was leaving the line. And as everybody knows, hot cars pull timing and they don't run as well. So we were facing that. But then later on in the afternoon, I did a run against my buddy Tevin in his B9 S4, and holy cow, aside from him leaving me from the tree a little bit, first, he left the tree before I did, that was a very close race. They were both 12.0 passes, 2 mile an hour, 2 miles an hour off of one another, very close. And then I did another one after that where the car had heated up again and I ran a 12.2. So obviously temperature is affecting me here, but I can't say I'm mad at all. A minor bolt-on 4-cylinder turbo daily driver that can run 12.0 consistently on 93 octane is crazy impressive today. And crazy impressive to me, just kind of when you think about what people drive and how fast they are. Like, yes, don't get me wrong, there were some crazy drag cars. There was a twin turbo Lamborghini there running 8s. Cool, but again, like, my point is I wanted to see what this car could do, and I set out and I did my goal. Yes, I wanted to run 11s and I didn't do that, but my other goal was to run faster than I had ever ran in the Corvette, and with the traction and launching issues that I had with the Corvette, I never ran faster than a 12.1, and we hit that 12.0 today. So it's safe to say, obviously there's a lot of variances here, and I never got traction ever when I raced the Corvette, but over the time of my ownership, I was able to run faster in a quarter mile with my 4-cylinder Audi S3 than I was with my cammed LS car. So that was pretty neat, pretty cool, pretty interesting. I didn't do nearly as many passes as I usually do at a drag day, just because racing an all-wheel drive automatic car, there's not as many variables for you to play around with. You know, you're not really changing how you're launching, how you're slipping the clutch, anything like that. I mean, you stage yourself, car, you know, you go into launch control mode, you dump the brake and you floor it for a little bit, and that's about it with these automatic cars. So it was interesting to try and do that for a little bit here and just kind of see what difference does it make. One thing I wish it would have happened, it started to rain and we had to leave, is I would have liked to play with not trying to get the best reaction time, but just playing around with, you know, the boost that I'm seeing on the axis port and when I'm leaving there, and kind of seeing what result that would have on my launch. I was pretty much just building up launch control, and then as soon as the light, you know, would be on my last yellow, I would go. And I'm sure you guys saw that in the video. Maybe I would have had a little bit better luck if I was holding launch control longer, kind of paying attention and leaving a max boost there. But the car was hooking and going very, very well. There was really no drama, no spin, so it was really confidence inspiring to see that there's no issues with the Haldex in this car or anything like that. I was pulling times that I was pretty comfortable with, and overall it was a blast. We got really lucky. Driving up there, there was supposed to be like a 95% chance of rain at 1 p.m. That got pushed away. Then it said it wasn't going to rain till 8, and then around like 3:30, 4 o'clock, it started raining, and they hadn't even finished the bracket racing yet, so I don't know what those guys are going to do, because it was enough to get the track wet, and I'm not sure what they're going to do. But I didn't want to push it. I didn't want to wait for it to, you know, dry off, just to be able to go up there and then run a slower pass or something again. Does this car have an 11.9 and an 11.8? Absolutely. You know, on a cooler day. Just for reference, it was about 80 degrees today with a DA of around 2,000. So, you know, you go out there with a 60-degree day, you'd probably hit it no problem. I also was never able to kind of just line up the car and not sit in the staging lane. So as I was sitting in the staging lanes, temps are building, they're getting hotter, everything like that. So that all played into the heat. So does this car have an 11 in it? Absolutely. Yeah, I could do a ethanol tune on this, an E30 mix tune, and I'll be able to, you know, pick up 30, 40 wheel horsepower, and that's something I could do no problem. I'm not going to do that though, because I want to dig in a little bit more into mods in this car. I'd like to do an intercooler, I'd like to go big turbo, I'd like to do a different fueling kit on it. So that's all stuff that I probably see in the future. Now that I have the VEC on and the market's crazy, I'll probably just modify this rather than buying something else right now. I think a 500 horsepower, 10-second Audi S3 is pretty cool, pretty fun, and I don't think that's really pushing the limits of anything. It's been done before. So that sounds fun to me. I'm not sure. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. But yeah, 12.0 at 113, I think, was my best trap speed. So trapping was definitely higher in the Corvette, but getting that thing out of the hole was a chore. This thing launched like a rocket ship. I was cutting 1.7 60-foots all day. And for a car that makes less than 400 wheel horsepower, I think that's pretty impressive. I had a blast. A lot of people say racing automatics isn't as fun. Not that it's not as fun, but there's just not as much driver involvement there. So like, yeah, you're not shifting through the gears, you're not setting your launch, but it's still fun. I mean, I'm an automotive, you know, guy here, petrol head. So if it's got an engine and I can do some sort of racing with it, it's going to be enjoyable to me. It's going to be fun. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this one. I love taking you guys along drag racing here. We've got an hour to go in rush hour traffic now, so that's no fun. But yeah, I will catch you guys in the next video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for checking this one out, as always.